So we all know that we can get 4K 60 frames per second on almost any PlayStation 5 game. But what about those games that do offer the ability of getting 4K at 120 frames per second like you're seeing right here on Cold War? So obviously the first thing you guys need to make sure you guys have is a TV or monitor that can run 4K at 120 frames per second. But not only that, it needs to have HDMI 2.1. Now you're in luck because the HDMI cord that you need does come with the PlayStation 5 already. Now you do need to go into your settings tab and then go all the way down to screen and video. And if we go to video output information, you're gonna look right here that we are running 4K at 60 hertz, right? So we have 60 frames per second that we'll be getting. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bump this up, right? We wanna push this to 120 hertz. And the only way to do that is first we need the TV, right? So we are running an OLED LG CX 48-inch TV. This bad boy can handle it. So the setting that we need to change first is we need to back out of this screen and video setting. So go back to where it's the settings and then go to where it says save data in app settings. Now you want to go down to where it says game presets. Now in there is a performance mode or resolution mode. Now you want to change this to performance mode. So that's the first thing you guys want to do. Now, one thing you need to make sure is even if you check the settings, it's still gonna show 60 hertz, right? But you need to load up a PlayStation 5 game that can handle 120 frames per second. So one of the #1 games right now that can do that is Cold War. Yes, Call of Duty Cold War is one of the few games that can handle this refresh rate. So once you do that, you'll load up the game, and then all you have to do is head to your settings tab, and then you're gonna go over to the graphics tab. Now you should see 120 frames right there, 120 hertz refresh rate. And then if you go down, ray tracing will be disabled, but the 120 hertz refresh rate will be ready to go. So just for you guys to keep in mind. Now how do we check to make sure, right? Because before we were checking the settings, it wasn't working. If you go back to your settings once the game is launched and you go down to where it says screen and video, now it should say resolution 120 hertz. So now that we know that we are running, right, we're gonna be running Call of Duty Cold War at 120 hertz. Let's test it out real quick. Let's take a look at it right now in game. The game definitely does look really smooth, and while I was playing it, it felt smooth. So you can definitely feel the power of 120 hertz while you're playing Call of Duty Cold War. But remember, if for any of you guys who are trying to screen capture, if you're using some type of Elgato capture card or any of the other capture cards out there, there is no capture card right now that handles HDMI 2.1. So that means you guys will be limited to either running 4K at 60 frames per second or 1080p at 120 hertz. But if you guys have no desire to record at all, well, you don't have to worry about it. You guys will be perfectly fine. And I'm telling you, I had no hiccups running 120 hertz at 4K on the PlayStation 5. And it's so quiet, you wouldn't even know that you're pushing that much power through the PlayStation 5. Now, I tell you guys, if you guys are in the market for a TV, I can personally vouch for the LG OLED TV 48 inches CX model. Absolutely beautiful, guys. And I'm telling you, if you guys looking for a TV, this is the one for you. Now, while Spider-Man is only 4K 60 frames per second, it's still an absolute beauty to look at. Now, if you guys do want to go into those 120 hertz, you can drop it down to 1080p and it will push those numbers. But we're gonna wrap up this video here, guys. If you guys still have any questions on PlayStation 5, let me know in the comment section. I do have a playlist that has a bunch of tips, tricks, reviews about the PlayStation 5, so definitely check it out, and hopefully those can answer any of the questions you guys still have. We will have a couple more videos on tips, tricks, different things that we need to know about the PlayStation 5 since we just had the launch and we're learning so much about it. But I'll see you in the next one. But until then, nothing but skills is out.